It's your girl, Savy from Savy Sentient. Let me give y'all a few minutes to get up in here. Definitely gonna put some timestamps because was not expecting the message that I just received during that channeling. So, so this is gonna be a different reading than I thought it was gonna be. Okay. In the meantime, we're gonna shuffle some Isis Oracle cards. Ooh. Got the algorithm, let y'all know we in this thing like a chicken wing. I'm gonna start the reading at I want to say 3 minutes. We'll give it a couple more minutes. Of course. It's crazy. Give y'all one more minute to get up in here. Then I'm just gonna get started, and whoever is here will be here, and whoever is not will not. We'll just have to catch it on the replay. I feel like I need to use these. All right, gang, let's just go ahead and get started. For those of you who are new here, hello and welcome. For those of you who are not, welcome back. Please make sure that y'all do the things like this video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, drop some hearts in the comments so that I know that you are here and that you are present, that you are in support of the channel, that y'all are fucking with my campaign. All right. So if y'all are looking to book personal readings, you can book at SavyCynthia.com. That is the only place where you can book. I'll never be in the comments soliciting readings from you because that's ghetto and I don't do that. That's some scammer shit. Yeah. All my other socials and things are in the description box below. But let's go ahead and get into this reading. So this is not going to be the reading that I thought it was going to be. Because when I was channeling for the collective, the message that I got was a lot deeper than I expected it to be. So, of course, I then had to turn to the astrology to get more confirmation about the message. So let's just get right on into the channel message. If y'all are here, hit a thumbs up, attendance, roll call. Let me know you're here. Raise your hand by hitting that like button. Thank you. Drop some hearts in the comments or say hello in the chat. Let me know you're here. Okay, let me make sure I can see the chat. I should have known that this was going to be a very necessary message because Spirit brought me home instead of having me out in the streets hustling like I was doing. So there's that. So let's get right into the channel message. And for some of you all, this might be a little too deep for you. It might be a little too heavy for you. So if you need to click off, I understand that. But I really feel like this message is going to be one that resonates with those of you all who are walking a spiritual path, who are in alignment with that spiritual path, doing the work, doing the healing, doing all the things, okay? This is a message for the entire world, for the entire collective of the world. So the channeled message says, God is here. We, as in a collective. So let me stop right there. God is here, and then we. The feeling that I got as I was getting this message is that God is a collective. It is not one singular entity or deity. It is a collection of high vibrational, higher level beings. This is the first time that I've ever gotten a message like that. I have had experiences with individual deities, but this is the first time that I've ever heard God as a collective. So let me just start there. Okay. So God is here. We see we see through all of the smoke, and we have a message. We are coming to get our justice. We seek wellness for humanity. Not this, not this, not this. Okay? And what I feel like they're referring to, I hope this don't get me flagged. What I feel like they're referring to is the evil, the crookedness, the deceptions, the smoke and mirrors that the powers that be are trying to blind us with. Y'all know in recent events, like really recent, like yesterday, the day before yesterday, a certain public figure was allegedly trying to be, sent to the upper room. Okay. A lot of people feel or know or sense that that situation was a performance. Okay. That was meant to deter certain feelings or stir up certain emotions within certain groups. Okay. I feel like this message that I received through this channeling was confirmation of that, because for a brief moment during the channeling, they kind of brought my attention to that. That situation is going to be a catalyst for a lot of not so good things happening as we move forward. The collective gods, this collective, they're ready to step in, they're ready to intercede, because what is being foreseen by them is not what they intended for humanity. I feel that the powers that be, in all of their arrogance, don't see or don't think or even have a belief in a God that would prevent their ominous acts against humanity, against the people. Okay. Yeah, so does your mom. I feel y'all gotta understand that just because we spiritualists be up here talking like how we, thank you, you're engaging with my content, that helps the algorithm. Hit that dislike button. Also, feel free to get blocked. Yeah. Anyway, I feel that the powers that be are too arrogant to think that there's anything that's going to prevent them from doing the things that they intend to do. I feel like um, putting these people back into a position of power or into a position of power in the first place is going to lead to a lot of I don't want this to be too dark, but I gotta channel the messages that I'm channeling. It's going to lead to a lot of destruction, and these energies, these gods are trying to prevent that. Okay, so as I was waiting for YouTube to let y'all know I was live here, I pulled a couple oracles from the Isis Oracle deck. So they're here. And just based on the cards that were pulled, without even digging too deep into them, I feel like there's confirmation here. But let's go ahead and start with the astrology. So I checked the astrology in the second house of value, ruled by Taurus, earth energy. The current ruler of this house is actually Pisces right now. So spiritual energy, the energies that are on the other side of the veil, the dead, the spiritual realm, okay, is controlling the second house right now, the house of value, the house of abundance, the house of love. In that, we have the North Node, which is about how we move forward, the future for us. And it's actually falling in Aries. So we have the North Node in Aries, but still in the second house. We have Neptune. Still in Pisces, of course, in the second house. And then we have Saturn. Saturn. Saturn is a planet of authority, and as y'all know, that planet is currently retrograde. But Saturn is a planet of authority, karma. It's the big daddy energy. It's the planet that will hold these entities, these powers that be, accountable. And what I feel like is happening is a spiritual reckoning on the heads of our leadership. The gods, the collective God, doesn't like what it's seeing. It doesn't like what they're doing. It doesn't like the manipulation that they're trying to pull with the people. It's just not here for the bullshit. And it sees right through the bullshit. That I've heard so many people, or I've seen so many people on social media say things like, oh, but so and so lost their life during that. Oh, this wasn't a plot. This wasn't a plan. This wasn't a scam or whatever. This wasn't staged, whatever. As if, as if they couldn't have been paid actors. Did they die? I mean, if they did, that's unfortunate. But it's very possible that they were given new identities and sent somewhere else. It's very possible that they were paid actors. We're talking about someone who was a TV star before he was the leader of the free world. Let's say, for instance, that person did lose their life in this situation. When have we known this system to value human life? They intentionally kill people in Tuskegee just to see the effects of syphilis on the human body. So it is not too far-fetched to think that they wouldn't allow there to be one casualty to sell a story, to sell a performance. We are dealing with a very specific kind of evil. And I think that we need to be very clear about that. The very first card that came out was the Miracle of Isis, miraculous healing of the goddess. Goddess Isis, what I'm intuiting, is trying to heal the vibrations, heal the energy of this planet. During the eclipse season, a lot was revealed to us about the people around us. And I feel like what's happening now is things are being revealed to us about those that we call leaders. Okay. The next card that came out was the Ancient Power Mysteries. Hear the rattle of Isis playing. Okay. So I feel like this is a card that is announcing her approach, announcing the arrival of these collective gods. And then finally, the last card that came up was the Brother in Darkness, overcoming negative energy with feminine power. Now, if y'all have been on this channel for a while, you already know that I've been talking about the rise of the divine feminine. I've been talking about the dark feminine energies coming through to cause a reckoning. And I feel like what we're about to see happen on a worldwide stage is just that, a reckoning. Things in this world, energies in this world are completely off balance. And it's due in large to the free world being ruled by masculine energy, being ruled by ego, being ruled by greed. They're tired. God is tired. The collective gods, they're tired. Okay, so let's get into the Miracle of Isis. So glad this is in alphabetical order. I think it is. It's supposed to be. LMNOP. All right, so I'm going to just read a little excerpt from this. Okay. And the miraculous healing of the goddess. Isis was known as a talented practitioner of the healing arts and was capable of miraculous healings. For you, beloved, she offers a miracle of healing. No matter how much you have struggled with a particular matter, no matter how impossible it may seem to imagine your life without this old wound, addiction, problem, relationship, issue, or inner struggle, being a part of it, you are guided now to accept the possibility of miraculous healing, to let go and let the goddess be. All right, so what I'm feeling from that message is that some of us, and like I said, I do feel like I'm speaking to a lot of spiritualists, a lot of people who are walking their path, who are doing the work in spite of, okay? Some of us have seen so much, to put it simply, fuck shit happening in this world that we may feel that a world without it, a world without corruption, a world without all of this nonsense, we may feel like that's not even something that is possible. All right, but I feel like the Miracle of Isis is telling us that we have to envision and we have to believe, and we all have to, I feel like collectively, there has to be enough of us, 144,000 specifically, who believe that that new world, that healed world, that world who that exists on a higher vibration is possible in order for it to become manifest. Okay? We have to centralize our power in order to bring it forth. Enough of us have to be putting in the work towards healing this world in order for it to be manifested. Okay? But it all begins with the belief that it can be so. Okay? So, the next card, the Ancient Power Mysteries. The rattle of Isis, the sistrum, is playing in the hand of the goddess now. Can you sense it with your inner hearing? Its vibration reaches through your crown chakra and enters your body, initiating you into great ancient power mysteries of sound, creativity, and healing. This is a time when words and music become increasingly important on your spiritual path and healing journey. Yo, that's crazy because I've been recently really focused on like the drum beats of my ancestral music. I've been listening to um, some Haitian ceremonial music that is very heavy in the drums, in the drum beats. So some of you all may have also been feeling compelled to listen to music that does have like really heavy drum beats. Um, but it is known in spiritual circles, indigenous circles, and African indigenous circles that drumming is a way to conjure or open portals for the gods to come forth. All right, so some of you all may be hearing, even, oh, I just heard in your dream, some of you all are dreaming or you're in the in between, like you're not quite asleep and you're hearing the drum beats, you're hearing the music with the heavy drum beats. If you are hearing this, this is announcing the arrival of the gods. I hope this is making sense to y'all. I'm just a channel. I know this, oh, I know like can seem crazy sometimes. And it's just so much outside of logic in the world that we live in that it can seem unreal. But as a medium, like I said, I've experienced these entities, these deities. I'm very aware that there are several dimensions beyond our own where these beings exist and they are real. Like literally anything that you have heard of before, 9 times out of 10, it's real. And that's what I've learned on my spiritual journey. Okay, so let's move on. The brother in darkness. And then we're going to go to the tarot. And we're going to pull some messages. I don't know. I feel like this might have been a message that should have been like a channel member message. It's just so beyond. Like, I know when y'all come to these kind of channels, y'all want to know what's going on with my boo? Do he like me or not? Like, but sometimes that ain't what spirit got in mind. Spirit needs you to dig a little deeper, and I feel like this message is definitely for those of you who can and who have been trying to dig a little deeper. All right, so brother in darkness, overcoming negative energy with feminine power. Whenever negative energy is present, it is a sign that we are ready to move more deeply into our feminine power. Didn't I just say dig a little deeper? Bro. The brother in darkness indicates that there is negative energy either within you or outside of you, but directed towards you, that is providing you with the spiritual tests, beloved initiates. You shall overcome this energy with grace and triumph. Stay in your heart. There is no need to be afraid. Oh, what I just heard, what I just got. Spirit is talking to the 144,000. Spirit is speaking to the warriors. They're saying that it is time. Y'all may have heard that there is a spiritual war happening. I've spoken of it. I've done whole readings about it. Oh, not too long ago. I might put the one that I'm specifically thinking about in a I might put it on this video at the end of the video. But the divine feminine energy I'm feeling within us and without. So not even just Isis, not Lilith out here, y'all. Not just Santa Muerte, not just the dark feminines, not just the lighter feminine energies, but the divine feminine within you. Your own individual, spiritual, divine feminine power is rising up to prevent or to fight this bullshit that the powers that be are trying to create. They are trying to create a world of chaos, of destruction. I'm seeing a lot of desolation. I'm seeing a lot of death, not in the sense of people dying, but just the world around us. I'm seeing poverty. Oh my God. Okay, do y'all remember that scene in Space Jam where the Toons were talking about I guess like if they were to get beat by the Monstars, they would go live on the Monstars planet and they would like be in cages and like forced to perform basketball games, and like Bugs Bunny had like a chain and a ball connected to his leg and he couldn't even like really play basketball because he was chained, like he was connected to this ball and chain. I just heard a beep as soon as I said that. Like, I feel like that's the type of energy, like, spirit is showing me. Yeah, yes, basically, they're trying to force us into some type of modern day enslavement. And it's not just for Black people, it's not just for marginalized people, it's for everybody. And the crazy thing is, the people who are the biggest supporters of this regime are going to be enslaved too. And they already have their mind. They already have their mind enslaved. They don't even see it. They're using race baiting and these kind of tactics to make them feel superior, only for them to be enslaved along with everybody else. Tell me more, Spirit. First card out, Three of Swords. Those people that I was just talking about are going to feel the most betrayed. They're going to feel so backstabbed because they thought that they were going to be better, or they were going to be special, or they were going to be spared. They don't even see that they are a tool being used to help push these demons into a position of power, just to end up just like the rest of us. The Three of Wands in this specific deck. The Three of Wands, there is a bird here who is skeletal. He's a skeleton. And he has a pamphlet in his... Oh, shit. He has a pamphlet in his beak that speaks about virtue. What I'm getting is this message about a harbinger of death. I feel like they're trying to put... They're going to... Oh, that it's about the laws. Okay. There's a certain way that they're going to try to force us to live. I think that's why we are starting to see a lot of laws come up that are making us side eye the powers that be. I feel like it all started with the abortion laws, with them trying to control and govern female bodies. That's just the beginning. They're going to not necessarily hand out pamphlets, but basically try to force a set of rules and standards. I heard a new constitution upon us that we must follow, or we must... Queen of Wands. I feel like this is our VP. Some of us have been very charmed by her. For a while, she has not sat right in my spirit. And they only wheel her out to try to further charm the melanated. Y'all want to know when I realized something was awry with her? Before she was officially the VP, there was some information on the internet about her voting against trans rights for inmates. These inmates needed surgeries, gender confirming surgeries, to assist with their mental. And she was adamantly against it. When it came time for election, she was very pro LGBTQ. She was very pride. And those same articles that I saw, I could never find again. So you were just anti-trans people, but now you're super pride. And I can't find those articles where you voted against gender affirming surgery. The only time we see her is when she's out here trying to pander to the melanated. They trot her out to try to gain favor with us. I just recently seen her doing some skit with Taraji. And I just couldn't even. It was so cringe. But we don't never see her no other time. Tell me more about this Queen of Wands. Five of Cups. She is or she will begin to regret her choices. Let's clarify that. The Moon card. With the Moon card, what I'm getting is that her ancestors are on her head. Ooh, I just heard, Sambo ass nigga. Wondering how she could be a Sambo. For those of y'all who don't know, Sambo is the one that they refer to. He's the true, what's his name? Uncle Tom? Uncle Tom was not a traitor. Sambo is the one who was the traitor. Somehow, over the years, the names got switched and people, I guess because the book was Uncle Tom's Cabin, they just automatically started saying the traitor was Uncle Tom. It was Sambo. Her ancestors are disgusted. They're disgusted with the choices that she's made. Two of Wands. And they're disgusted with the choices that she's making behind closed doors. Her choices are affecting the whole world. Tell me more. The crazy thing is, she knows that it's wrong. She knows that it's hurting and harming a lot of people. But she's safe. She's paid. And it's about a coin for her. As long as her palms are greased, as long as she's taken care of and her money is made, she'll deal with the regret. That's some gross ass shit. Tell me more, Spirit. What is the plan for the collective? Look at the plan for the collective. The Ten of Wands, burden, hardship, putting a lot on us. That could very well be the enslavement that I spoke about earlier. Santa Muerte is upheaval, change. They're trying to birth a new world, a new world order. Y'all, if y'all know me, I'm not into fear mongering. I'm not into trying to terrify the collective. Like, that's not even how I get down. This is not how I move, but Spirit is putting this message on my heart. They're bringing it forth through me, and I'm grateful. But this is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. I hate to have to bring messages like this, but the whole purpose of divination is to prepare us. It's so that we know how to move forward. It's to awaken us. Y'all, we are preparing for a fight. In this fight, I feel like it's very much happening on the 5D, on the higher, realms. So many people here in the 3D are blind. They're willfully ignorant. They don't want to see. They don't want to see the bullshit. As long as they feel like it's not affecting them or that they're immune to it, They don't even want to talk about it. But even the people who think that they are immune or untouchable or that will remain unaffected are about to be touched. And some of these people are people who could have done something about it. But they gonna see that they not special. Tell me more. What's ahead for the collective? What are they planning for the collective? That card flipped its face down, but when it landed, it literally spun into the reverse. What is this? Four of Cups in the reverse. So this could be really deep disappointment, sorrow, apathy. Ooh, okay, I'm seeing a lot of people walking around like zombies, like quite literally. Um, Seeming like they're lacking life within them. Still alive, walking and talking, but extremely lethargic, head down, like knuckles dragging. Like, what is this that you're showing me, Spirit? Silenced. Knight of Swords. They're trying to take our voice from us. They're trying to take our choices from us. They're literally trying to make us zombies. Trying to control the masses. Trying to take away our choice. Trying to force us. I feel like we're about to, or at least what they're trying to do, we're going to lose a lot of freedoms. A lot of freedoms. The Knight of Swords in this deck is literally swallowing his sword. And for me, this is a card that means that the sword is his thoughts, his mind, his voice. Sword's energy is free thinking. It's your mental. They're trying to control our minds. They don't want us to have a voice. They don't want us they don't want us to be able to think freely. This is why they're doing all of this manipulation. That January 6th bullshit, all the people involved in that don't even see how they were manipulated, how they were used, how their rage was instilled in them, how they were taken advantage of, and how the person who sent them to run down on the White House didn't even show up to the White House. This man literally said, "Go on down there, I'll meet you down there." Sent them on a dummy mission. And they still ready to vote for him in the upcoming election. Mind control. 4404 when I said that. Mind control. So what I'm feeling, and I will confirm it through divination, is that one way that we overcome this is to maintain control, agency of our own thinking. Be very discerning with what you are seeing, what you are being shown, what you're being told. Even with this Project 2025, this thing that's going, make sure that y'all are really reading what y'all are seeing, that you're not parroting what other people are saying, that you're not just copying and pasting and getting all riled up. Really read through all of these things that they're creating and bringing forth. See what they really mean. I'm talking to a bunch of spiritualists here. So sit with your ancestors. Divine on some of these things. Ask them to give you messages. Ask them to show you how to navigate this, how to move forward. A lot of us in this community simply refused to get that shot. There was no part of me that was like, yeah, sis, get that shit. My spirit was adamantly opposed to it. And shortly after a huge amount of the population received it, we got high school kids being unalived because of it. Hearts just stopping at 20 years old on the way to in college. How is that so? Something that was supposed to be life-saving took lives. So before you trust, before you believe, before you just dive first into whatever it is that you are being shown, whatever it is that you are reading, especially in the news, especially in the news, go to your intuition first. Go to your ancestors first. Go to your spirit guides, your angels first, and see if what you're reading matches what you're being told. Because they are not here in the 3D. From where they sit, just like the channel message says, they can see through the smoke. And that's exactly what's happening. Smoke is being blown up our asses. And when the smoke clears, we're expected to be zombies. We're expected to be mind controlled. We're expected to have no agency. We're expected to just do as they say. How do we combat this, Spirit? The Wheel of Fortune. We turn the tables on them. How do we do that? Page of Pentacles. It is time to plan what we want this new world to look like, and it is time to start planting the seeds. King of Wands. Tell me more about the King of Wands. Page of Cups. Oh, I love that. So the way that we move forward, they gave me the Page of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Page of Cups. You see how it's people. And what I feel like, this is a leader. The King of Wands is a leader. Wands energy is creative energy. King of Wands is a beneficent leader who's very charismatic, who people follow because of his kindness, because he is beneficent. What I feel this is that a lot of us, 1,000 for the 144,000, we are the leaders, and we have to stand up in our communities, and we have to, I just heard activists, we have to speak. We have to lead. This is not about just one leader. This is about many leaders who are truly wanting to lead, who are not there for ego, who are not there to try to manipulate nobody. Like, this is about true leadership. and us gathering as a people together to use our individual elements, to use our individual gifts to turn the tables. I don't know if y'all noticed. I would hope so. But one of their greatest weapons in all of this has been division. It has been division, racial division, sex-based division, men versus women, blacks versus whites, Democrats versus Republicans. It's always been about division. Who's better? Who's right? Why do you think that is? Because you divide to conquer. So what the fuck happens if we start working together? What happens if white people and black people start working together? What happens if instead of attacking women, men start protecting women? Women are natural nurturers. When the women are protected, we can safely nurture. That means everything around us will fucking grow. Everything around us will fucking flourish. What happens when our histories are shared with one another? Africans, Haitians, we have rich history. Guess who else does? Indigenous people have rich history. Mexicans, Asians. There's probably something in all of our history that we can use to make this world a better place. There's probably something that we can use that would prevent the powers that be from being so powerful. Wouldn't it be crazy if we all united and the majority finally realized that they were the minorities? What would happen when the 1% realized that the 99% woke up and decided to assist one another, to stand beside one another, to uplift one another? What if a woman decided that her sexual organs, her freedom of choice when it comes to birthing or not was her choice? And what if men stood in support of her and dared these people to try to force her to do anything she didn't want to do? What do you think they would do? I just heard ain't no fun when Rabbit got the gun. And you know why I had that thought? Because in the 99%, we have soldiers. Government soldiers, but they're soldiers nonetheless. They have all the guns. We have soldiers in these streets. What would happen if these gangbangers suddenly became protectors of communities like they originally were meant to be when gangs started? What if they went back to that? And what if they didn't allow these powers that be to come into our communities to destroy them? The point of all this, and what ISIS wanted y'all to know, is that 5555, when I'm saying this, none of this is far-fetched. None of this is something that we cannot accomplish. All of this is very fucking possible. But we all got to see the vision, and we all have to put in the work to make it so. We cannot allow them to take control of us. We cannot allow them to enslave us. And they already have a lot of our minds enslaved. So all of you spiritual workers, all you conjurers, all you witches, all of you all who are tapped in to that other side of the veil, to all of y'all who got friends on the other side like I do, now is the time. Now is the time to do the work. Now is the time to do your spells. Now is your time to give your offerings to your dead. Now is your time to pray. Now is your time to meet your boy at the crossroads. If you know, you know. And whatever practice you have, even if it's Christianity, now is your time to pray. But don't forget, faith without work is dead. So when you get up off of your knees, you got to come with revelations. You got to come with work. Because no work, whether it's spell work or prayer, works without work. Work don't work without work. Okay? So if we are praying for community, if we are praying for unity, we got to be doing the work to make it so. We have to do this on an energetic level and on a physical level and on a spiritual level. I don't want to be enslaved, and I'm not going to be. I don't want our children to grow up in a world where they don't have the freedom to thrive. Because these kids being birthed now, growing up, are the most powerful, spiritually powerful kids that this world has known. And they, above all, need to be protected. Y'all remember when we first went into the Panamania and they were saying that it don't affect the children? Do you know what I felt intuitively? They were saying that because they didn't want the children protected. But these new kids are spiritual powerhouses. And I feel like they intentionally wanted to take out as many of them as they could because they knew who they were. So if you have a child in your life that you see is spiritually gifted, embrace that child and protect that child at all costs. Because these children, literally, and not to be cliche, are the future. And the future is magical as fuck. And that's what the powers that be are trying to prevent. People more powerful than them from coming into power. So this was a little bit of a heavy message. Maybe tomorrow I have something a little bit lighter. Or maybe not. But either way, thank you, Spirit, for letting me be a conduit, for letting me be a channel for this message. And I hope that it reaches all who it needs to reach. I hope that it influences and inspires all who it needs to inspire. All right. So if this reading resonated for you, please let me know in the comments below. Please make sure that y'all do the things like share and subscribe. If you're looking for personal readings, you can book at SavyCynthia.com. If this reading touched you in any way and you would like to share your energy of financial blessing, you can do so by hitting that Cash App. I think it's in the description box below, but it's also in the live chat. It's just my name, Savy Sentient. And if you do that, and for those of you who already have, I'll be peeping it. Thank you for the financial blessings. I wish that any money that you give to any spiritual person on this app or just in the world returns to you 1,000-fold, and that you are blessed monetarily as well. Yeah, so I guess it's time for us to get to work, collective. What we gonna do? Barbecue or mildew? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go because I need to process all of this, as you probably do too. Please make sure that you all take care of yourself. If you need a spiritual bath after this, go ahead and do the things. Okay, a nice little white bath, whatever you need to do, to 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 lighten the message, to lighten yourself after this message. Ooh, Lord. Take care of yourself, y'all. Please take care of yourself. I wish you all love a light. Now, please go get right. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Good night.